Hey orchid lovers, welcome back. I have a Dendrobium tanii alba in bloom. This one I believe is also called a Dendrobium bracteosum album. It has white flowers and a tiny orange on its lip. Here is the story behind this orchid. I purchased it from Seattle Orchids in November of 2014. I believe that was also my first winter with my orchids. I didn't do that well, honestly, in my first winter because I didn't know what I was doing. It was my first winter. I had my orchids inside the house. I was still learning about all sorts of different things, and I killed quite a few of my orchids. I also learned not to order orchids when it's really cold. And unfortunately, here's Calvin here. He's doing a fabulous job with my orchids at eating it. Okay, so this happens too. Calvin, he's actually eating my orchids. Calvin. Okay, so the story behind this orchid is that I didn't know what I was doing that winter, and I didn't do that well. So some of my orchids did die from Seattle Orchid because it was just so cold when it traveled from Seattle to here. And if you guys live in Seattle or near that area, you know that it gets cold during this time. So the plants, they did make it, but some of them just weren't doing that well. And with my first year of orchid growing, I successfully killed some of them. This one survived, but it was a really small plant, and I think part of it died off too. And the first year, it really did nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. It didn't grow, it didn't do any sort of thing, and I was really worried. It also had these dark spots all over it, and I actually had to send it samples to a lab to test it out because I was really worried that it had some sort of virus, but it didn't. So that was also my year where I learned about viruses and all sorts of things, infection, all that stuff. But I also did learn about vitamins and minerals for the orchids, and I do believe that's what I was doing wrong. I didn't give my orchids enough of all the different minerals that they need in order to be healthy. So finally, after 2 years, this plant is doing extremely well. You can see that it is so big. I'm very, very happy, but here's the thing. I didn't expect it to bloom at all. So here's some information about this orchid. You can see that mine is actually getting pretty big, but they can be a miniature type of orchid, so they are mini to medium size. Mine is getting a lot bigger and bushier. These flowers come in clumps. You can see right here, they are in clumps. This is the white version. There's also a pink version, which I also have, but is currently not in bloom. These do like to have very, very bright light. So I hang these next to my Dendrobium nobilis, and I grow them the same way as my Dendrobium nobilis. However, I'm doing this video in November, and even though my plant or my weather is getting a little bit cooler, I haven't put any of my plants through a winter rest yet. So I'm actually waiting for it to be colder to stop watering. And I have not really put these through a winter rest yet, so I'm not really sure why this one is in bloom. Sometimes these plants just do funny things. There's really no way to tell, but I did not expect this plant to bloom at all. You can see that it has only one clump of bloom, so I'm hoping that after I put it through the winter rest, it's going to have more blooms. Who knows? Hopefully. But I want to show you guys these little spots right here, these dark spots right here. These are what I was kind of worried about when I was growing this orchid the first year. I didn't know that what it was, and I thought it was a virus, but it's not. And I did test it, and I'm still testing my plants randomly just to make sure that they're not virus. I'll do a video on that as well. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys just how amazing this plant is. It's so cute. I'll put photos of this plant up on my Facebook so you guys can see it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys later. Bye.